CrackBerry.com.
Hey everybody, Kevin here for another episode of CrackBerry Live. I got Adam Zeiss with me as always. And we have a super special guest today, the man who really needs no introduction because you've all seen his thumbs, you've all seen this face.
Thank you.
You've all seen, I mean you were, okay, it's Vivek.
Vivek.
Introduce yourself though.
Okay, so I'm Vivek
And
Bhardwaj.
kill your
my
calendar notification.
Again. So I'm Vivek Bhardwaj, work at BlackBerry obviously and head of software portfolio. I'm sure you've seen the thumbs, I'm sure you've seen the face. I tried taking a vacation this time, didn't work.
No, you weren't on stage. I mean, so we
I
had
know.
to get you on our stage
There
to
you
see
go.
some app demos. Or I mean, you can demo whatever you want today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Freestyle.
Completely freestyle. So,
Yeah.
I mean, CrackBerry, obviously, as you can see in the chat room, everybody's like, it's Vivek, he's here. So, I mean, I think everybody would like to know a little more about your role within BlackBerry beyond being this amazing person when it comes to product demos.
So yeah, I mean, product demos aside, I think one of the things I've been doing, you know, for those of you that are familiar with some of the software structure, many of you know Andrew Bocking, who's our EVP of software. So I work for him, and he's actually got me tasked doing a number of different things in his team, but my biggest focus is really making sure across all the software that we've just got a great story end to end, that we're building the right features people love, we're bringing in the market feedback, whether it's forum feedback on CrackBerry or wherever else, and really just polishing and continuing to build a better product.
Right. So you're the glue in the middle. That's
Exactly, the glue with
I like
thumbs.
it. With thumbs. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I really want to know, do you ever get nervous before the demos? Because I'm thinking about, I mean, we produce a lot of content on
Yeah,
CrackBerry.
sure.
We pump it out. And one thing I know is whenever I try to record any sort of keyboard test or head-to-head test, I'm amazing until I turn on the camera. And then I'm like, I start messing up. How do you prepare for that?
You know what, to be honest, I'm actually terrified before I go on stage. I have a routine, so I have...
I don't know if I want to
Yeah.
Now we're gonna be
Should
like-
we delve into the routine?
Okay, let's do it.
How personal is
Okay.
it?
so-
Adam's wife is a therapist,
Sure,
so
so
she can help you.
We
with
can
fear.
play this back for her and I'll send you the feedback.
you go.
We'll
I'd
figure it out.
appreciate
We'll get
that.
you sorted.
So it actually starts with backstage, I'm just running around. Like I am like literally running up and down the entire backstage, hopefully not bumping into people, but it's just to kind of get the energy circulating in my body.
Yeah.
Because I found just the moment before you go on stage, your heart is kind of racing. And then you need to be kind of alive, awake, getting on the stage. And so that's something that I do back and forth, and many people just watch me aimlessly running up and down, up and down.
So these are stories you would not hear anywhere else.
Exactly.
Everybody. Okay.
And the other thing is, I actually wear gloves just before I go on a stage.
What?
So this may
What
sound
kind of gloves?
yeah, white sparkly gloves. No, so I actually wear some really good thermo wear gloves because what I find, especially backstage, it's really cold, right? And as you know, I've got to use a touchscreen, and all my hands, my fingers, they just go really, really cold.
Sure.
And as you know, a cold thumb doesn't
it's-
work. And so it gets very difficult. So they actually leave gloves on with me. And the moment before I get up onto stage, they just take the gloves off and I run on.
Okay, so you're being serious right now?
I'm being-
You're being
I'm
dead
being
serious.
dead
Because I'm
serious.
like, this is the kind of story
I feel like we're
would
being
tell.
punked right now.
No,
This is the kind of story I would give people in punk. Yeah.
Do you carry them in like some special boxes, like the Vivek box, and they
Well,
kind of like
they're actually
open it
in,
for you?
I'm sure many of you guys watching have seen my BlackBerry case, right? The famous sort of zip case
Sure.
that I've got
Yeah.
all my little fancy products in, and the gloves are in there. So that's one item I'll
amazing.
reveal. That's one item I'll
I feel
reveal.
like he's gonna just do the mic drop and walk off right now. It's like, that's it.
that's
I wear gloves.
amazing.
I'm out.
So that helps.
That's impressive.
That helps.
Yeah.
Any other secret stories, or should we talk about the news this week? Because
Let's-
I want to get your opinion on a couple things while we have you here.
Let's dive into the news.
Okay, so BlackBerry Messenger BBM going cross-platform.
Yeah.
We've been debating it back and forth. I love it. This is something I've wanted to see for years.
Okay.
In our community, we're seeing a mixed reaction, which I wasn't expecting actually. Some people are saying, "We love our precious BBM. We don't want to share it." What's your take on it? How do you feel about
Yeah,
the
I mean,
announcement?
I love BBM, and I've been using it for years. I think what we see now is it's an interesting time, right? We've got BlackBerry 10 out there. We have adoption by developers, customers, whether they're consumer, enterprise, and now more than ever, we need to establish BBM as that consumer platform.
Right.
You know, we actually have experience in this. We've been doing it with Bez for so many years on the enterprise, and it's just taken us to get to this really rock solid platform to now put BBM out there. And I hope actually, certainly for all the fans watching, they kind of feel that with BBM going everywhere, it's like BlackBerry's going everywhere, right? So whether you pick up an iPhone or an Android, it doesn't really matter. You're engaging with what BlackBerry has always delivered so many people. And I think that's what's really special, is that BlackBerry's actually getting out to a much larger audience.
Yeah, if you're not going to own a BlackBerry, the next best thing is going to be seeing it on a competitor's device.
And I can tell you now, it's impressive. You're going to love it when it comes out this summer.
You've played with it. You've seen it. You can tell. Okay.
Dreamt about it.
Last question. Well, I won't promise it's the last question, but
Sure.
it's the last question.
Next question.
Yep.
Next question. That's what I was looking for. I see you're using a Q10.
Yes.
But we know you've demoed and you use a Z10 like a champ.
Yes.
So Z10 or Q10, what do you prefer?
You
You can't say both.
Okay, I can't say both.
If you could only have one.
No comment. No, I'm kidding. So I think...
This interview is over.
That's it.
Q5.
Yeah. I have to admit, right now, it's the Q10. And don't get me wrong, I really miss the display of the Z10. But I also find that some of the applications that I use it for, I'll give you an example. I'm a Formula One fan, and I've been using the F1 official timing app.
Right.
And even on the Q10, it's great. I actually thought, oh God, I'm not going to enjoy that. I actually enjoyed seeing it in landscape, but it's great.
Screen's good,
yeah.
resolution's good.
And I can't, one of the things and it's terrible, but when I'm in meetings, even when I'm walking around the hallway, I'm on my BlackBerry, and I love being able to look around at people and still type. And that's something I think you can only really get with a physical keyboard.
Yeah. If you're lying in bed, Z10's great, but as soon as you're in motion, keyboards win.
Well, I actually have my email set up on both the Z10 and the Q10. So in the evening, if I want it to be quiet, it's there.
There you go. Yeah. Q5 came out yesterday, or got announced yesterday. Being the glue in the middle, listening to customers and everything else, can you give us a little additional insight into the Q5?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm actually really excited about that product. I remember way back when we first launched the first curve. Do you remember the 8300 series?
One of my favorite BlackBerries of all time.
Yeah, and it was interesting when we first introduced that product, because the market was like, is there really a place for this? You guys are already building big full physical QWERTYs.
Right.
Where does this fit? And it suddenly took a life of its own, and the Curve ended up being one of the most popular sold products.
Sure.
So I look at BlackBerry Q5. It's broadly accessible. It's affordable. It comes in great colors.
Yeah.
And I just see such huge potential, like I did way back when.
Yeah. No, it looks good. What color would you go for?
Pink. Yeah.
That's what I said yesterday too.
No question, and it looks beautiful in pink.
So this is CrackBerry Live. So I think the last question has to go to the audience. Is there anything you want to ask Vivek while he's here? Vivek.
One question. Make it a good one.
Make it a good one.
Here we go.
10 seconds. Will there be a slider? Will there be a slider? I love the 8900 too. Give it a second. BBM. Oh, BlackBerry Messenger. That's an interesting one. So Android and iOS were mentioned yesterday, but I think support for all platforms was there. So I don't know if that's a future thing or a...
Yeah, I think our biggest focus and priority right now is iOS and Android, just given the scale of both of those.
Yeah.
And we'll see when it comes over time to other platforms and level of adoption. But we're not really picking sides here. It's kind of getting BBM to everyone. Yeah.
Makes sense. I think that's a good answer and a good final question. Anything else you want while you have the audience?
Should we do a quick type demo? Come on, I know you're shy.
Oh, we didn't do a demo yet.
Should we? Okay, here's Thumbmaster.
We can do it. We can end on this.
On the physical keyboard.
Just 1 second. I want to make sure we're pulling in the HDMI. We are good.
Okay, so you get shy on cameras, right? When you're typing.
A little bit, yeah.
I'll give this a go, then you give it a go.
Okay.
And we'll see how we do, right? All right, here we go.
Oh, you're good. Oh my God. He's a machine.
331.
331.7, 100%. 331.7.
Okay,
Beat it.
go for it.
Dare you.
Don't get shy, don't get
He's not
nervous.
gonna do it. He doesn't type fast.
Do you want
under pressure.
gloves?
Oh.
I want
Look,
gloves.
he's wiping his hands off.
You've done 331. What's the CPM though? It's not words per minute.
Characters per minute.
Characters per minute.
Okay.
Can you handle it?
Do I have to just start or?
Hit
I hit
start, and then you
Okay.
want a capital. So we'll put on a capital for you,
Okay.
and then
Cheat a little bit.
go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
And we're done.
The pressure.
Getting it in the end.
No, you're not. Oh, you got terrible.
He wins. You're so good.
I'm gonna try it.
That's so much pressure though.
There
Like
you go.
I gotta try it.
All right.
we're wrapping it after Adam and we'll be out of here. Guys, this is kind of fun.
Start.
Woo!
331s I want to beat. Or at
Thank
least
you,
beat
Jim,
Kevin.
Jimmy McPhee in the chat room for saying
Oh,
the
he's a
host.
capital T. He's out.
And I like
Out.
this. We have Jimmy in the chat who said, you know, we have to let the host has to let the guest win. I'm gonna say that's crap. He kicked my ass. That was impressive. Thanks so much.
Thanks
for
a
joining us
lot,
today.
Kevin. I appreciate it.
Enjoy the
Thanks
rest
a
of
lot.
the week.
Thank you.
Everybody will be back for
Take
another
care, everyone.
episode of CrackBerry Live soon. Kevin out.
Like 2 minutes. Yeah.